This is going to be a live trading video going over the morning session on the S&P 500 and how I made a little over $7,100 profit. You're going to see my entries, my exits, my thought process, how I managed my risk, and most importantly, how I managed this trade and did not let my emotions get involved. I'm confident you're going to learn very valuable lessons out of this. And if you do, I would really appreciate leaving a thumbs up on this video. And also, if you don't follow my Instagram at amertitrade, I'm going to post a link for this in the description below. It's a really good resource. I post daily trading recaps along with things that you're just not going to find anywhere else on the internet. Again, the link for this is in the description below. You're missing out if you're not following it. But now let's get right into this live morning trading session. All right, a few things that I'm watching before the market opens. We had a nice rally yesterday off of the Fed rate. Overnight now we're gapping up. We have a nice higher high, higher low rally coming into a very strong resistance level, going to a higher time frame. We can see that this level has rejected once, twice, 3 times. Now today the market is coming back into this level and we see strong buying into it. What this tells me is now we are finding buyers sort of at this level and not finding the same amount of selling that we saw earlier the last time this level was tested. So what I'm watching for now is a pullback to hold. I would like the pullback to hold above this 4283 level. If it goes deeper into it, this little consolidation range in the overnight pre-market session, I would also like it to hold around the 4280s, 4276s. So I am watching now contextually for dips to hold for a breakout above 4,300, which is the top of this box. This is my line of least resistance, meaning if we break above this, I will A, look to target that level as my first target, and B, if we do get above it with strong buying like we saw overnight, the next level of resistance that I have is around the 4,326 level, which would be my second target depending on the context and depending on the intraday structure. First thing that I do want to say is I am not taking this long directly at the bell. Yeah, we're rallying. Yeah, we're putting in higher highs. Yeah, the market's trying to move up. But just because we are moving up does not give me a reason why I should enter the setup. I need to see something on the depth of market. I need to see something on the tape that's saying, hey, buyers are here buying intraday. Or hey, buyers are now defending this price intraday. Or hey, sellers may become off sides. And just because the market's moving up does not validate that claim. So if it does rally and we do break above 4,300 at this open, it's okay because I'm not going to chase it. I'll just wait for more development and more information that the market presents. The market's a storyteller, so it's going to always tell us new things that we cannot plan for or that we cannot develop prior to those becoming developed. So always have an open mind and always read the markets and going with these flows. All right, now we're breaking above this. I am looking to long any pullback above 4,300 and above 4,294, which is the open price. Any pullback which can hold, where I see sellers step in and become trapped, or buyers defend these prices, I am interested in putting risk on long. So essentially, this is what I'm watching now, a pullback into this 4299, 4294 level, which holds where bids appear to take the market long, going for that 4320. But if this does occur and we do pull back, I would first target the high of day. All right, I'm liking this little sudden dip into this level at 4299. I'm really liking this sudden dip. I'm also spotting some possible at offer trades as we come into this level, as we pull back on this aggressive pullback. I am really starting to warm up to this level now. So we pulled back aggressively into this level. And as we pull back into this level, there's aggressive at offer trades as we pull back into it. All right, I'm in this thing long, 4299 3/4. I am liking the buying that's stepping in down here as we come into my 4299 level. My stop loss is going to be below 4294. First, targeting a high a day break. And above high a day, we don't have much resistance or supply until 4326. So I'm putting risk on here. I see enough valid confirmation. As we get that dip down into that 4299 range, we can see a bunch of aggressive buying now stepping in. And as long as this buying does continue to step in, I'm comfortable holding this setup because there are aggressive at offer trades as we dip lower with the context fitting this type of scenario. All right, now it's very, very important for us to get back above 4,300, 4,301 and bid above this. If we can bid above 43.01 now with this drop and this consolidation structure. I do not see anything that's stopping the market from rallying above the high of day. The selling down here was not very strong. It was not very aggressive. There was just a lack of bids, causing the market to move off lower into this 4299 level. Now we must bid back above this 4301 level, which we are currently testing. If we can bid back above 4301, I have high confidence high a day will be tested, and then the next level above that is 4326. It is a further out target, so I'm not expecting it to occur immediately, but I got to give this thing a little room to breathe, as we are now trying to bid back above 4301, 4300. Another random sweep in the market. What I mean by sweeps is we saw this earlier with this aggressive order to the downside, lack of bids, and then strong aggressive trading hitting that bid, causing the market to easily move off lower. A sweep in the market with aggressive size. We're still above 43 or 4299. Still don't see a reason to worry. In fact, now that I look at this, that sweep was done and supported above 4299, and it's holding it very, very well. I still have super, super high confidence in this move. My risk is managed. I'm letting the market do its thing. So looking at the heat map here, you can see this 4300 is now being defended. 4299, that exact key level. And that key level developed from that buying at the open. So essentially the buyers at the open, if price pulls back into those buyers, you want to see them defend price. And if they defend price, that's a good indication that those buyers are truly buying, and the market may want to continue higher if those buyers have true and strong intentions of bringing it higher. So the fact that we defended 42.99 and the fact that we defended 4,300 gives me this high conviction in this setup. So now we're really going for a high at daybreak, 4,309, 4,310. I will look to scale out majority of my position there, and not very keen to holding runners, especially in these types of market conditions. However, due to the action and due to the structure in the market and due to my original plan, the structure is indicating that as long as these buyers continue to put pressure on sellers and as long as these buyers continuously hit the offer, then there really is not much resistance and there really is not much supply until 4326. Also, another thing that I want to talk about is people are going to see this little pattern here forming, and they're going to say, okay, as soon as this breaks, I'm going to take it short, not realizing we're still above 4,300, we're still above 42.99, even still above 42.94. So if we do break this, and it's similar to what we saw earlier with that selling being so aggressive, I still would have high confidence that even if this little uptrend does break, that it will get bought up because it's going to provide an opportunity for buyers to buy for a majority who will be selling on this break of this little structure or this break of this little uptrend line. So exactly what I just said. Now we're breaking this trend line. I would have liked a little deeper of a break, or a little deeper of a pullback, just to entice a little more shorts for that breakout much higher. So we broke it, but it wasn't much of a break. Now we're taking on some risk, but this may be that deeper pullback that I am talking about. Shake out a bunch of longs that got long on that low volatile rally. Pick up more liquidity on this pullback. If somebody's selling the market, somebody has to be buying it as well, right? So now this is the pullback I'm watching. We're still holding above 4299. So I have zero reason to freak out. People see this pullback and they freak out. Oh, they're down $100. They're down $500 when they were just up almost $2,000. You got to stop freaking out. We're still holding that level. This may have just offered another opportunity to buy the market if you did not even get in on the first one. So let's see what happens. My risk is still down here below 4294. So I'm still risking 5 points. That was planned before I put the trade on. That's the most I'm going to lose on it. So there's no guesses or there's no surprises. And now as we pull back, we're still holding this level. The faster we get above 4301 now, 4302, the more conviction I'm even going to get on top of the existing conviction. So we're still holding this level, right? Yeah, I'm down on the position by about a point. Yeah, I'm taking risk on it. But again, the market cannot move straight up in my favor every single time I enter a position. As long as my stop loss does not trigger, I still have every reason to maintain in this trade and not freak out because I'm down a point or two. Because again, what if this dip will be, and we'll look back on this later, as an opportunity to long the market down here where everybody was stopping out and freaking out that it just broke this low? What if this is a good opportunity to get long right now? Meanwhile, I am still in this position, especially that we broke this low and exactly what I just said. Everybody freaks out. everybody stops out. This may have been an opportunity to pick up liquidity for that move up that we were expecting. So now here we're getting some strong buying now stepping in. And again, looking at the tape, we broke this previous low. We can see a very large red bubble down here, indicating that somebody is selling. If somebody's selling, somebody has to be on the other side of the market buying. Location is very important, and context is very important. Just because we see red or just because we see green does not mean to buy or sell. Context and location is very, very important. We're still holding 4299, 4294. Let's see this thing break high of day now, break 4309, 4310, and I will look to scale out over half of this position to protect myself and possibly, depending on the tape, hold runners into the 4326 level. Okay, so now we are starting to see some resistance step in around this 4304, 4305 level. Every single time we come into this range, we are failing to move higher. So now this level becomes important to me. Whereas if this pullback now does sell off, I do not want to see it below this previous low, and that so happens to be where my entry is. And also, if we do rally, I need to see the market come above this level, then act as support. Or if it doesn't act as support, I just need to see a very, very, very strong breakout with very aggressive buying volume and very large size. And the speed of the tape is also going to be very, very important. All right, so now the tape is starting to move pretty fast. You see how the tape is moving. Keep an eye on this depth of market. You want to see a very fast moving tape, meaning you want to see price gravitate up or down very fast, and you want to see the recent trades, which are inside the middle columns with large aggressive size, indicating large recent trades hitting the bid and recent trades hitting the offer. Keep an eye on this. Some large prints starting to come in. We're most likely going to break high of day here. We are most likely going to go test that. The tape is speeding up. Look at the tape. Keep an eye on this. A strong break above the high of day, and the first sign of weakness, I'm going to look to get out 50 to 75% there, depending on what the tape looks like. So keep an eye on these 4309s. That's the high of day, 4308.75. Keep an eye on this as we break. Keep an eye on this as we break. There's a high of day break. There's a strong push up past high of day. All right, now first sign of weakness, I'm going to hit the bid and get out 75% of my position. First sign of weakness. I'm not going to get out randomly. I'm waiting for the first sign of weakness to get out 75% of my position up here. All right, I'm out 75% up here, 4311. Out 75%, still in 3 contracts remaining. My stop loss, I am now going to place below 4302. So the remainder 3 contracts simply cannot go red on me. And I've already locked in about $4,000. Holding runners, I do not like holding runners. I am not very keen to doing it. I don't do it often. However, due to this action and due to this context, I am comfortable doing it. Since we don't have resistance, or since we don't have supply above until these 26s. So we see how that 4299 level acted as support, broke the low, picked up liquidity, bounced, and then rallied past the high of day. Out 75%, 4311. I'm holding 3 contracts remaining for a continuation move up. I am not very keen to doing this, but I am going to put more risk on due to the context and due to this action that we are seeing. Looking back on the chart, this little consolidation from October 19th, this high around 4312, 4313 is the last level that I can pinpoint based off previous price action. Meaning if this level does break 4312, 4313 with aggressiveness, I don't see any reason why the market cannot rally back above into these 4326s. I don't have any supply. I don't have any resistance until then, unless sellers step in intraday. However, we've already scaled out. We're just simply holding runners now. Our stop loss has been boosted up higher to protect ourselves. That way our runners can never even go red on us, that our runners will still be in profit. This is the risk you got to take. If A, you want to hold runners, this is how I do it. If B, I don't want to hold runners and I'm good with just getting in and out when my target hits, then I'll just get out all my position and not worry about if the market does rally up another 13, 14 points higher. But I'm putting more risk on due to that structure that I have been mentioning, and let's just see what the market does. And also looking back at this now, the NASDAQ is the weaker name. So if this thing starts gaining traction and if this thing can start to rally and go for the highs, Again, I don't see anything on ES that's stopping this for a further rally. So even consolidating up here near these highs, I still don't see anything that's stopping the market unless sellers step in intraday to get near these 4326 supply zone. We may pull back before that. We may consolidate before that. That's normal. The market is not going to go straight up. However, I am not seeing much stopping that rally up. New high a day just did break. I have 3 contracts still open. Like I said, I'm not too comfortable sitting in the whole afternoon session if this thing wants to consolidate. So I really would like this thing to really break out and have that strong green candle like we saw earlier into my 4326 final target. We may not get that, but let's see what happens here. We did just break the new high a day. I would like this to get at least above these 4320s, 4321s, up about 20 points from my entry. And I also will say this move is getting a little extended without consolidation or without a pullback, at least on a 5-minute chart. So if we get another 5 points into my target, I'll feel very good. If we don't, it's not the biggest deal because we are getting extended and the market's not going to go straight up. We have to see a pullback or we have to see some type of consolidation. So let's see what happens here. Let's keep this thing going. The momentum is still in the market. We got no reason to panic, no reason to sell, but I'm feeling like on the first sign of weakness or the first type of selling that I see step in, especially on the tape, I'm going to look to cover and get out this full position. All right, I'm not liking that bullish sweep up here near the highs. The volatility is slow. This can be a possible short-term indication that we want to move lower to test lower prices. When the market moves up this slow with such low volatility and we get a random spur of buying volume that steps in, that could be a good indication that the market wants to test lower prices, that a quick short-term, not talking about a high of day, but a short-term reversal is possible. So being very, very cautious here. We're only 4 points away from our final target, but I don't want to give up gains that I have just because I'm getting greedy for an extra 2 points. So let's see one final push up into that 2.6 target. If we don't get it and we break a high with strong buying and it fails, I'm just going to look to cover my remainder 3 contracts. So let's see what happens here at these 21s. All right, I'm all out of this trade. 4320s. I'm getting all out of this. I'm not going to get greedy. Like I said, stairs up. Possible, not elevator, but possible pullback down. I'm not going to get greedy for 5 points here. I've covered this full position at these 4320s from a 4299 target. I'm not going to give back an extra couple $100 because I want to make an extra couple $100. My original target was that high a day, and my final target was these 2.6s. I think it's very possible and likely for it to trigger by end of day, but I'm not comfortable giving up an extra $1,000, $1,500 to make an extra $1,000, $1,500 profit just by an extra 5 or 6 point rally up higher. So excellent entry. I hope you all can see that if the market takes risk against you, there's no reason to freak out. As long as you have a plan, you have your target and stop loss in mind, you gotta let the market do its thing. Risk management, psychology, and understanding the technicals and the structure of the market and how the auction facilitates trade is gonna be the basis to a powerful edge and the basis to the setup. Nice $7,100 profit in the first hour and a half of the market being open. I wish it could have happened sooner. I wish I didn't sit in a lot of chop before it did start to rally. But excellent trade, following my plan, and in managing my risk. And I'll probably look back on this later and see the market rally another 20, 30 points and say, oh, I could have made an extra $2,000, $3,000. But that's not the way I look at it. I look at it as, did I follow my plan? And in this example, I did very, very well. And that's the only thing that we have control of as a trader.